Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We start with Martin Zubimendi as Barcelona continue to see the 60 million rated La Liga defensive midfielder as a priority for the summer of 2024. We are going to discuss more on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking on some injury update as Barca duo Frankie de Jong and Sergio Roberto could return to action against Rayo Vallecano this coming weekend. We are also going to be discussing more on that development. So as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. It is no secret that Oriol Romeo was Barcelona's last-ditch attempt to sign a replacement for a certain Sergio Busquets. After all, the legendary pivot had announced his departure from the club at the end of last season, but the club did not have the required resources to sign better placed options. Of the numerous names on their list, Martin Zubimendi always stood out as Xavi Hernandez's most preferred option. According to reports from Sport, the Real Sociedad star is very much still a part of Barcelona's plans. As relayed by the report, Barcelona considers signing Zubimendi to be their priority for the summer transfer window. They see him as the best available option to carry forward the legacy of the defensive midfield. His contract with the Basque side runs until 2027 after his latest renewal, but also has a release clause valued at 60 million euros. The figure may not be exorbitant in today's market, but it is a far-reach considering Barca's economic situation. The administration are already working hard to improve the scenery on the financial front, and they are looking for a formula by which they can make Zubimendi's incorporation a reality. In an age where finding elite defensive midfielders is a rarity, it is not surprising that Zubimendi has attracted interest from other top clubs in Europe as well. His relatively low release clause only makes the list for parties longer. Arsenal and Bayern Munich were willing to shell out the required 60 million euros for Zubimendi this past summer, but the player opted to stay with Real Sociedad. For Barcelona to sign him, the Monsters not only beat the other parties in the race, but also successfully convinced the player with a strong sporting project. Needless to say, a lot will depend on the team's run in the remainder of the season. Of course, Martin Zubimendi still continues to be high up there in Javi's wish list when it comes to new pivot. We went for Oriol Romeo this past summer, which was never our first choice, was never our second, third, fourth, fifth, or whatever, I don't know. Oriol Romeo has not been doing quite well in recent games, and we have seen the manager benching him quite regularly. And the name of a certain Zubimendi has been coming back to the transfer radar for Barca. We all know that in reality, as things stand, this Barca side can shell out the amount that Real Sociedad are demanding. And it now makes us to start brainstorming how then are Barca trying to go about it if they really want to sign Zubimendi. We only talk about things that give us hope. We have investments. Barca are still hoping that investors will pay the money, blah, 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 and stuff like that. It's not all about the talking, but at the show of it. We need a DM. Like, seriously, we can't say we are competing for the big trophies like Champions League, and the kind of players that we have are players that were never first choice. Then how do you expect to go out there to dominate Europe like you once did? Because if we look at it critically, majority of the players that we did sign in recent windows were never our first choices. We just went there because there were, money was not there. And I don't think we should be putting our expectations so high that Barca will go out there to be dominating Champions League and stuff like that. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. So it just remains to be seen how things go from here. Talking about Zubimendi, he himself even vowed that he doesn't want to play for Barca last season no matter what. He wanted to continue with his childhood club, Real Sociedad. Big guns like Bayern and Arsenal also approached their player. They approached Sociedad to pay all that 60 million, but he still refused. So it was his personal choice that made him to be there, because Sociedad, as they say, when the release clause is already there, that the club or the club has nothing to do about, because if the player accepts to go, as far as that release clause is being paid, so be it. Then on to the final story of discussion. Barcelona faced Rayo Vallecano away from home on Saturday, November 25th, and for the first time in several weeks, they could enter the contest with no player injured. So far, only the likes of Frankie de Jong and Sergio Roberto are on the treatment table, and FCB World reports that the two are most likely to be back before that match. This means if the duo does return, the Barcelona affirmatory will be completely empty. The report adds that Roberto, the team captain, is currently sidelined due to a serious injury in his right leg and is still in the process of recovery. There is a possibility that he may make a comeback after the upcoming break. De Jong, on the other hand, suffered an injury to his right ankle in the first half against Celta Vigo on September 23rd, and the midfielder hasn't returned to action since. After months of speculation, manager Xavi finally verified that the midfielder is expected to make his comeback after the international break, specifically in the match against Rayo Vallecano. Frankie will be back against Rayo, Xavi confirmed. Of course, while the internationals were away, Xavi conducted a training session on Thursday, and while the young did not participate, we reported before the match, before the Dutch international, before the Dutch international is likely to train with his teammates starting next week. For what it is worth, Barcelona have struggled quite a bit in the Young's absence over the last couple of months. In his presence this season, Barcelona have played 7 games with the team scoring an impressive 21 goals while allowing a mere 6. In his absence, the team from Catalonia has played 10 games scoring 13 goals and conceding 9, which remains a big variation with and without him. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.